Do you ever feel like you're constantly battling hunger? Even maybe right after you've eaten?
Yeah.
And are you just tired of feeling deprived on diets only to find yourself, endlessly snacking and struggling with that stubborn weight?
It's a really common feeling.
What if the secret isn't just about eating less in a way that leaves you starving, but eating smarter? Like understanding how to truly, maybe, trick your body into feeling fuller for longer, but on fewer calories.
That is exactly what we're diving into today. Our
Yeah.
mission, really, here at the Deep Dive, is to crack the Satiety Code.
The Satiety Code, I like
Yeah.
that.
We're going to explore these science-backed strategies for healthy eating that naturally help dial down your calorie intake, curb those really nagging cravings, and ultimately lead to deep satisfaction.
Right.
Think of this as like your personal blueprint for lasting weight management, all without that constant gnawing hunger.
All right, so let's start right at the beginning then. When we talk about a healthy diet, what does that actually mean, beyond just counting calories? And how does it directly tie into managing our weight?
Right. Well, back in 2018, the World Health Organization actually gave us a really clear roadmap for what a healthy diet looks like.
Okay.
And it's not just about restriction, interestingly. It's really about abundance. So loading up on plenty of ripe fruits, green vegetables, whole grains, fiber, legumes.
The good stuff.
The good stuff, exactly. And just as importantly, it's about smart limitations on things like free sugar, junk food, sugary drinks, processed meat, and too much salt.
Oh,
And when it comes to fats, the focus is on quality. So replacing those industrial saturated and trans fats, the sneaky, unhealthy ones often hidden in processed snacks.
the really bad ones for your heart.
Exactly, replacing those with unsaturated fats. And crucially, a healthy diet has to provide all your essential macro and micronutrients and give you enough energy that's tailored to your unique needs.
So based on your body, your activity level.
Yeah, your physiology, how active you are, your overall health, it all plays a part.
So, okay, when we embrace this way of eating, what are the practical benefits? Like, what can we actually expect to feel in our daily lives?
Oh, the upsides are huge. First off, it makes weight control much, much easier, whether you're looking to, reduce, gain, or just maintain your current weight.
Okay.
Second, it's an incredibly powerful shield against chronic diseases.
That's huge.
Huge. And third, something people often underestimate, it significantly boosts your mood and keeps your energy levels really stable throughout the day. You feel better.
More even-keeled energy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more then. If we want to eat healthily for like true weight control, what are the fundamental principles, those sort of bedrock ideas guiding our food choices?
Yeah, there are 3 core principles that really form the framework. First, it's about making sure you get sufficient and balanced nutrients. Second, effectively controlling your energy intake, but using simple, practical estimation methods. We'll get into that.
Okay, good. Less math.
Exactly. And third, embracing the strategy of eating, say, 4 to 5 smaller meals throughout your day.
Okay, let's dig into that first principle,
Mm.
sufficient and balanced nutrients. How do we approach that without feeling like we need, PhD in nutrition and a scale for everything?
Exactly. We want it to be intuitive, right?
Yeah.
So for carbohydrates, which are your body's main energy source, they should make up roughly, let's say, half of your energy.
Okay.
But the type of carb is absolutely key here. Focus on whole grains, think brown rice, wheat, barley, corn,
The less processed ones.
the less processed ones. And it's really important to keep your free sugar intake. That's the sugar added to foods, not the natural stuff in fruit.
Right.
Keep that to less than 10% of your total energy, ideally even below 5%.
Wow, okay. Less than 5% is quite low.
It is, but it makes a big difference.
And fats, they often get, unfairly demonized.
Yeah.
How do they fit into this picture?
Fats are absolutely essential. They should account for about, say, 1/4 to 1/3 of your energy.
Okay.
They're not just for energy, they're crucial for absorbing those fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K.
Right, I always forget that.
Yeah, it's important. So you want to prioritize unsaturated fats. Think things like avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds,
The healthy fats.
the healthy fats.
Okay.
Keep saturated fats below 10% of your total energy. And like we said, completely avoid those industrial trans fats. Just steer clear.
Got it. And protein. It gets so much attention from muscle building, but how does it specifically fit into this satiety puzzle, feeling full?
Protein is a powerhouse for satiety.
Yeah.
It's crucial for building and repairing your body, yes, growing muscle mass, boosting immunity,
All that good stuff.
all that. But it should also contribute maybe 10–35% of your energy. We recommend poultry, at least 3 fish meals per week. Fish is great.
Yeah.
And legumes like beans and lentils. They're fantastic plant-based sources. While red meat can be part of a healthy diet, it's generally best to limit it a bit.
Okay. And those all-important vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, where do we find those guys?
Fruits and vegetables, that's where they are in abundance. They provide essential microelements, protective compounds, they enhance your body's resistance.
And they help with weight control too, right? Because of the fiber.
Significantly, yes, due to their high fiber content. The aim should be to eat at least 400 grams of fruits and vegetables daily.
400 grams.
Okay. And think colors. Make sure you're getting a rainbow of colors on your plate to ensure you get that full spectrum of vital nutrients.
Eat the rainbow. Got it. What about salt? It seems to sneak into everything. How much is too much?
Yeah, salt is tricky. The recommendation is to limit intake to less than 5 grams per day. That's roughly 1 small teaspoon total.
Wow, that's not a lot when you think about hidden salt.
It's really not. And when you do use salt, try to make sure it's iodized. Simple ways to cut down. Don't add extra salt or salty seasonings at the table.
Put the shaker away.
Put it away. Cut back on salty snacks. And really try to choose low-sodium foods whenever you can. Read the labels.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but visualizing it.
Yeah.
How do we actually picture this on a plate every day?
That's where the healthy plate visual comes in super handy.
Yeah.
Imagine your plate. Divide it.
Okay.
Half of it should be filled with vibrant, colorful fruits and vegetables. Half the plate. A quarter should be dedicated to your healthy protein source.
Yeah.
And the final quarter should be your whole grains. It's a really simple but effective visual guide you can use for pretty much every meal.
Half veggie fruit, quarter protein, quarter whole grains. I can picture that. Okay, moving on to our second principle, energy control through estimation. Now, energy control often makes people think of endless calorie counting. Exhausting.
Exhausting.
How can we simplify this for everyday life?
That's a great point because, yeah, nobody wants to be weighing every single thing. Well, sure, detailed food units exist for customized plans, 1,200 calories, 1,800, 2,500, whatever you need.
Right, for specific diets.
Exactly.
Right.
But a much more intuitive and practical approach for most people is the hand principle.
The hand principle. Okay, tell us more. This sounds easier.
It's wonderfully straightforward. Use your hand as a guide. For protein, aim for a serving about the size of your palm.
Okay, palm for protein.
For carbohydrates, a serving the size of your clenched fist.
Fist for carbs. Got it.
For fruit, again, about 1 fist size.
Fruit, 1 fist. Okay.
For vegetables, you can go big. 2 palms. Load them up.
2 palms. Nice.
And for fats, think about the size of your thumb. Just a thumb-sized portion.
Come for fats. Okay.
It's a simple visual way to portion things out without needing a scale. Helps you build that balanced meal we talked about.
So like a small handful of brown rice is your fist.
Exactly. That's your carb unit. A few slices of lean chicken, that's your palm, your protein. We'll definitely have a cheat sheet with more examples and how these units combine, maybe showing a sample meal plan available for you after this deep dive.
Perfect. That really does make it much more manageable. Okay, now for the third principle. Eat 4 to 5 small meals a day. A lot of people, myself included sometimes, stick to 3 meals. What's the real advantage of eating more frequently?
Yeah, the advantages here are pretty significant, especially for satiety, for feeling full. Eating more frequently, say those 4 to 5 smaller meals, helps reduce those really intense hunger pangs that often lead to overeating later on.
Ah, okay. Avoid the crash.
Exactly. It extends feelings of fullness throughout the day, and it can also gently stimulate your metabolism more consistently. The goal is really to eat before you get ravenously hungry.
Right.
And to stop eating before you feel completely stuffed. Find that comfortable middle ground.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about what to eat and how to approach our meals. But beyond that, there's this fascinating, really complex science behind why we actually feel full. Let's explore the body's incredible symphony of satiety, as you called it earlier.
Symphony is a perfect way to describe it. Feeling full, it's a really multi-layered process. It's not just one thing.
Right.
So one key factor is simply stomach stretch. When your stomach physically expands with food or water, it sends signals up to your brain saying, hey, fullness is approaching.
Okay, the physical volume matters.
Absolutely. This is why those high-volume, low-calorie foods we'll talk about are so incredibly effective. Then you have nutrient sensors down in your gut.
Sensors?
Yeah. They detect specific nutrients, protein, fiber, healthy fats. When they sense these, they trigger the release of important satiety hormones.
Hormones, okay, so it's chemical too.
Exactly. And speaking of hormones, you have key players like leptin, people often call it the fullness hormone.
Heard of that one.
Yeah. And another one called cholecystokinin, or CCK.
Hmm.
These increase to signal satisfaction to the brain. And at the same time, ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone.
It's growling stomach hormone.
Pretty much, that one decreases when you're full. So it's this whole hormonal dance.
Fascinating.
Then blood sugar stability is also critical. Keeping your blood sugar levels stable prevents those rapid crashes that can trigger really intense hunger and cravings.
The sugar crash cravings.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is where fiber and protein are so crucial. They help stabilize things. And finally, don't underestimate your brain signals and anticipation.
The brain. How does that work?
Well, the whole sensory experience of food, the smell, the taste, even just the sight of it,
Right.
and even just the expectation that a meal will make you feel full can profoundly impact how satisfied you truly feel afterwards. Your mind plays a big part.
Wow. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting then. If these signals get out of sync, like if the stomach stretches but the hormones don't fire right or the brain isn't getting the message,
Exactly.
we can eat a lot without ever feeling truly satisfied. And that leads to that frustrating cycle of overeating.
That's precisely the problem for so many people.
But the good news is you're saying we can absolutely hack this system.
Absolutely. Understanding these intricate mechanisms, this whole symphony, gives us the power to make food choices that promote natural satiety. We can work with our bodies instead of constantly fighting against them.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's unlock these powerful, actionable strategies, the ones you can implement like today to feel genuinely full on less food. Let's dive into the Satiety Code, 7 powerful strategies to eat less, feel fuller.
All right, let's do it. Strategy number 1 is to prioritize protein at every single meal.
Every meal. Okay.
Every meal. Think of protein not just as a builder, but as your body's ultimate fullness switch. It's incredibly satiating.
More than carbs or fat.
By far the most satiating macronutrient. It doesn't just quiet hunger, it actively helps reprogram your hunger hormones, reducing ghrelin, increasing those satiety hormones like CCK. This makes you naturally less prone to cravings for hours after your meal.
Well, okay. So how much protein are we talking per meal?
Aim for about 25-30 grams of protein per meal. You can get this from sources like lean meats, fish, eggs. Greek yogurt is fantastic. Tofu, beans, lentils, legumes, lots of options.
25, 30 grams. Got it. That protein insight is incredibly powerful for satiety. Building on that, what's another key ingredient we can really lean into to feel full?
Strategy number 2. Load up on fiber, especially from vegetables.
Fiber. Okay. We touched on this.
We did. Fiber adds incredible bulk and volume to your meals, but with minimal calories. So it does that stomach stretching thing we talked about, signaling fullness.
Right, the physical cue.
Exactly. Plus, it slows down digestion, which prolongs that feeling of satisfaction. You stay fuller longer.
Okay, so which types of fiber foods are best here?
Focus especially on non-starchy vegetables. Think broccoli, leafy greens, bell peppers, zucchini, cauliflowers. Load up on those. Berries are also great. Relatively low sugar, high fiber. And legumes, again, beans, lentils, chickpeas.
You mentioned fiber is key for satiety, but can we back up a second? What exactly is fiber technically, and are there different kinds?
Good question. So basically, dietary fiber is the part of plant foods your body just can't digest or absorb. It pretty much passes through relatively intact.
Okay.
And yeah, there are 2 main types you hear about. First is soluble fiber. This type dissolves in water and forms a kind of gel-like substance in your gut.
Like an oatmeal.
It's exactly like an oatmeal. Also, peas, beans, apples, citrus fruits, carrots, barley, psyllium husk. This gel slows down digestion, which helps you feel full, and it's great for lowering cholesterol and stabilizing blood sugar.
Okay, soluble fiber. Slows things down, lowers cholesterol. What's the other type?
The other type is insoluble fiber. As the name suggests, it doesn't dissolve in water.
Right.
Its main job is to add bulk to your stool and help things move along through your digestive system. Think of it as nature's broom. It's really helpful for preventing constipation.
Okay, so where do we find insoluble fiber?
You find it in things like whole wheat flour, wheat bran, nuts, beans again. Most have both types. Cauliflower, green beans, potatoes, lots of vegetables.
So most high-fiber foods have a mix of both soluble and insoluble.
That's right. Most whole plant foods will give you a good combination of both types, which is ideal.
Okay, so how much fiber do we actually need each day? Is there a target?
Yeah, there are recommendations. The National Academy of Medicine suggests for women 50 or younger, about 25 grams per day. For women over 50, it's slightly less, 21 grams.
Okay.
For men 50 or younger, it's higher, around 38 grams per day. And for men over 50, it's 30 grams.
25 to 38 grams depending on age and sex. That sounds like quite a bit, actually.
It can seem like a lot if you're not used to eating high-fiber foods, but it's definitely achievable.
So, beyond just feeling full and weight management, what are the other big health benefits of getting enough fiber?
Oh, there are many. Obviously, less constipation and better bowel health overall. It can lower your risk of things like hemorrhoids and diverticulitis. There's even evidence linking it to a lower risk of colorectal cancer.
Wow.
It also feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which is hugely important for overall health. We mentioned lowering cholesterol levels, especially the LDL or bad cholesterol.
Right.
It helps improve blood sugar control, reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. And some studies even link higher fiber intake to increased lifespan.
Less constipation, better gut health, lower cholesterol, better blood sugar, helps weight, maybe live longer. That's a pretty impressive list.
It really is. Fiber is a nutritional superstar.
Okay, you sold me. What are the absolute best sources? And maybe some quick tips for sneaking more fiber into our day without, completely overhauling everything.
Great question. The best choices are generally whole foods. Think whole grains, barley, bulgur, brown rice, oats, quinoa, actual whole wheat bread or pasta. Check the label for whole.
Check the label, okay.
Fruits and vegetables, especially with the skin on where possible. Beans, peas, lentils, legumes are fiber powerhouses. Nuts and seeds are also excellent sources.
So basically avoid the white refined stuff.
Pretty much. Refined or processed foods like white bread, sugary cereals, white pasta often have the fiber stripped away. Same with peeling all your fruits and veggies.
Got it. Quick tips then.
Okay, quick tips. Start your day with a high-fiber breakfast cereal. Look for 5 grams or more per serving. Add some berries or maybe a sprinkle of bran or seeds.
Easy enough.
Switch to whole grains whenever you can. Brown rice instead of white. Whole wheat bread instead of white.
Okay.
You can bulk up baked goods, muffins, breads by adding crushed bran cereal, whole wheat flour, or even pureed veggies sometimes. Embrace legumes. Add beans or lentils to soups, stews, salads. They're cheap and versatile. Aim for those 5+ servings of fruits and veggies, daily, fresh, frozen, canned, they all count. Just watch out for added sugar or salt.
Right. Check the can label.
Yep. And for snacks, choose high-fiber options. Raw veggies with hummus, a piece of fruit, a small handful of nuts or seeds. Just watch the calories with nuts, air-popped popcorn, whole grain crackers.
Lots of good ideas there.
Yeah.
Is there anything we need to be careful about when we start adding more fiber?
Yes, absolutely crucial point here. Add fiber to your diet slowly over a period of a few weeks.
Slowly. Why is that?
Because if you suddenly increase your fiber intake drastically, your digestive system might protest. You could experience gas, bloating, cramping. It's not pleasant.
Okay. Give the gut time to adjust.
Exactly. Let your natural gut bacteria adapt. And the other really critical thing, drink plenty of water.
Water. Why water specifically with fiber?
Because fiber works best when it absorbs water. This helps soften your stool and allows the fiber to move smoothly through your digestive system. If you increase fiber without increasing water, you could actually make constipation worse.
Oh, wow. Okay, so more fiber needs more water. Got it. That's really important.
Very important. Increase slowly, drink plenty of water.
That sounds fantastic advice for most people. But are there any situations where a high-fiber diet might not be recommended or needs to be adjusted?
Yes, that's another really important nuance to cover. While high fiber is great for most, there are specific circumstances where a healthcare professional might actually advise a lower fiber diet, at least temporarily.
Like when?
For instance, sometimes after certain types of intestinal or stomach surgery, or during active flare-ups of inflammatory bowel conditions like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or even diverticulitis.
Okay, during a flare-up.
Right. Often fiber is reintroduced slowly later on, but during the flare, you might need to back off. Also, if someone has a narrowing of their intestine called a stricture, or sometimes during or after radiation therapy to the stomach or pelvic area.
Makes sense.
And there's a condition called gastroparesis where the stomach empties too slowly. A lower fiber diet might be recommended there too. And often before a colonoscopy, you'll be put on a low fiber or clear liquid diet for preparation.
Right, the prep.
Exactly. So the bottom line is if you have any existing health conditions, especially digestive ones, or if you're considering making really significant dietary changes, always Always consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian first. They can guide you based on your specific health picture.
Excellent advice. Yeah. Always check with a pro if you have underlying conditions. Okay, moving on from fiber, what's the next satiety strategy we should know about?
The third strategy is to hydrate strategically. We playfully call this the water hack.
The water hack, I like it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's super simple. Drink a large glass of water, say about 16-20 ounces, that's like a standard water bottle, about 15 to 20 minutes before each meal.
Before the meal, why before?
Because this simple act helps fill your stomach a bit, reduces that initial edge of hunger, and can help you naturally eat less during the meal itself. It's a preemptive strike against overeating.
Interesting, so it takes up space.
Exactly. Plus, just staying well hydrated throughout the day is important. Sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger.
Oh yeah, I know I do that,
Yeah.
especially after a busy day. I think I'm hungry, but maybe I'm just dehydrated.
It's really common, almost like a trick your body plays. So keeping that water bottle handy all day helps avoid those false hunger cues.
That sounds deceptively simple, but I imagine the discipline comes in actually remembering to do it consistently before meals. Are there any common mistakes people make with this water hack?
Yeah, the biggest one is just forgetting or not making it a habit, or maybe waiting until they're already starving to drink the water, by which point it might not have the same preemptive effect. So setting a reminder on your phone or making sure your water bottle is always in sight 20 minutes before you usually eat, that can make a huge difference in actually sticking with it.
Good tips. Okay, what else can we leverage to feel fuller? Strategy number 4.
Strategy number 4 is to embrace healthy fats, but in moderation.
Ah, fats again, but the good kind.
The good kind. While they are more calorie dense than carbs or protein, 9 calories per gram versus 4,
Right?
healthy fats significantly contribute to satiety. They do this by slowing down how quickly your stomach empties after a meal, and they also help trigger the release of those satiety hormones we talked about, like CCK.
So they keep you feeling full mechanically and chemically.
Exactly. So include sources like avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds in your meals, but always remember that moderation is key because of the calorie density. A little goes a long way in helping you feel satisfied.
Okay, healthy fats in moderation. What about a simple behavioral change we can make right at the dinner table?
Absolutely. Strategy number 5 is incredibly simple but powerful. Chew your food thoroughly and eat slowly.
The old advice. Does it really work?
It really does. This is a powerful, mindful eating technique. Chewing more not only starts the digestive process in your mouth, but it also sends signals to your brain that food is coming and being processed.
Okay.
This gives your body more time to register fullness. Eating slowly, putting your fork down between bites maybe prevents you from blowing past your fullness cues before your brain even gets the message.
How long does that message take again?
It can take about 20 minutes for the brain to fully register satiety signals from the gut.
20 minutes.
No.
Okay, so if you wolf down your food in 5.
You've likely already eaten way more than you needed by the time your brain catches up. We all tend to rush sometimes, especially when we're busy, but consciously slowing down can be a total game changer for portion control.
Makes sense. Chew more, eat slower.
Got it.
What about starting a meal strong? Anything we can do at the beginning?
Yes. That leads perfectly into strategy number 6. Start with soup or salad.
Okay, like an appetizer.
Exactly. But specifically a broth-based soup,
Right.
not creamy.
Right. Low calorie.
Or a large salad that's mostly non-starchy vegetables with a light vinaigrette, not loaded with cheese or creamy dressing.
Okay. Why does this help?
This is a fantastic volume hack. Starting your meal this way fills your stomach with low-calorie, high-fiber, high-water content food first.
Takes up space again.
Takes up valuable stomach real estate. This significantly reduces your appetite for the main course that follows, making you likely to eat less of the more calorie-dense parts of the meal.
Smart. Start with volume. Okay, we've covered so much ground here, from protein and fiber to water and chewing. To round out these powerful strategies, what's that final piece of the puzzle for truly mastering satiety?
The 7th and final strategy is to actively choose high-volume, low-calorie foods throughout your meal planning.
High volume, low calorie. Explain that a bit more.
So think beyond just the calorie count on the label. Focus on foods that give you a lot of physical bulk or volume for relatively fewer calories. These foods help fill you up physically without overloading your energy intake.
Okay, examples.
Great examples include things like air-popped popcorn, huge volume for the calories, watermelon, grapes, berries, lots of water and fiber.
Fruits and veggies again.
Loads of non-starchy vegetables, obviously. Think big salads, roasted broccoli, zucchini noodles. And lean protein sources also tend to be quite filling for their calorie count.
So you can actually eat more food physically, but consume fewer calories overall.
That's the beauty of it. You can truly eat a larger, more visually satisfying amount of these foods without over-consuming calories, which is absolutely fantastic for feeling satisfied and not deprived.
That feels like a much more positive approach than just restriction. Okay, so we have these 7 powerful strategies. What does this all mean for you, the listener? How do we actually integrate these principles, these satiety hacks, into our daily lives to achieve that lasting change and, as you said, true food freedom?
Yeah, how do we make it stick? The practical secrets for implementation are actually pretty straightforward, but they require conscious effort, especially at first. Cook more meals at home instead of relying on restaurants or takeout. This gives you way more control over ingredients, portions, cooking methods.
Less hidden salt, sugar, fat.
Exactly. Practice mindful eating. Pay attention to your food, savor it, and really chew thoroughly, like we discussed. Give your body time to register fullness.
Put the phone down while eating, maybe.
Definitely helps. Always read food labels carefully. Become an informed consumer so you know what you're actually eating.
Right.
Organize your meals reasonably throughout the day. Maybe aim for those 4 to 5 smaller meals if that works for your schedule to keep hunger and energy levels stable.
Plan ahead of it.
Planning helps a lot. Drink enough water daily, not just the pre-meal hack, but consistently throughout the day. And maybe most importantly, consciously transition towards a healthy nutrition mode. Think of it as building habits, making small, sustainable changes rather than drastic short-term overhauls that never last.
It really does sound like so much more than just another diet. It feels like a complete reframe of how we approach food and hunger.
It absolutely is. These strategies, the Satiety Code, it isn't just about dieting in the traditional sense. It's about fundamentally reprogramming your hunger signals, understanding your body's cues, and transforming your entire relationship with food.
So what's the outcome?
By applying these principles, you'll likely experience fewer intense cravings, much more stable energy levels throughout the day, probably improved digestion too.
Nice bonus.
Definitely. And most importantly, sustainable weight management, whatever your goal is, without feeling constantly deprived or like you're always battling an empty, growling stomach. This really is about achieving true food freedom and making healthy eating feel natural and effortless, not like a chore.
That's a powerful goal. It's clear that understanding and applying this satiety code really empowers you to eat smarter, feel genuinely fuller, and manage weight effectively for lasting results.
It really does. And maybe this raises an important question for everyone listening. If we truly understand how our body signals fullness, how this whole system works, what assumptions about hunger do we maybe need to challenge in our own daily lives?
That's a great question to ponder. Think about that for a moment. And as you do, maybe pick just one satiety hack or one principle from today's deep dive. Just one thing. And try implementing it this week. See how it feels. What stands out to you from today's deep dive that you're excited to maybe try out?